Hello everyone, I'm Rachel. Today I'm going to introduce this book, The Lorax, written by Dr. Seuss. This is one of the most touching and interesting books I ever read, and also my son really liked this book. So I'm gonna read this for you, and I hope you can take a green message from the book. Actually, I was about to cry after reading this because I realized how bad things the people have done to nature and how the environment has been afflicted by the people's greed and self-interest. I hope you can think what you can do to keep our earth safer and healthier. And why don't you talk about eco-friendly behavior you can take in your daily life with your children? Okay, here we go. The Lorax, Dr. Seuss. The Lorax by Dr. Seuss. At the far end of town, where the grickle grass grows, and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows, and no birds ever sing excepting old crows, it's the street of the lifted Lorax. And deep in the grickle grass, some people say, if you look deep enough, you can still see today where the Lorax once stood, and just as long as it could before somebody lifted the Lorax away. What was the Lorax? And why was it there? And why was it lifted and taken somewhere from the far end of the town where the grickle grass grows? The old Onceler still lives here. Ask him, he knows. We won't see the Onceler, don't knock at his door. He stays in the lichen on top of the store. He lurks in as the lurkin, cold under the roof, where he makes his own clothes out of the muffed moof. And on special dank midnights in August, he picks out of the shutters, and sometimes he speaks and tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He will tell you perhaps, if you're willing to pay. On the end of the rope, he lets down a tin pail, and you have to toss in 15 pence and a nail, and the shell of the great-great-great-grandfather's snail. Then he pulls up the pail and makes a most careful count to see if you pay him the proper amount. Then he hides what you pay him away in his snove, his secret stranger hole, in his grievous glove. Then he grunts, I will call you by whisper my phone, for the secrets I tell are for your ears alone. Slop! Down slops the whisper mouthphone to your ear, and the old Onceler's whispers not very clear, since they have to come down through a snuggly hose, and it sounds as if it had a smallish bees up his nose. Now I'll tell you, he says, with his teeth sounding gray, how the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It all started way back, such a long, long time back. Way back in the days when the grass was still green, and the pond was still wet, and the clouds were still clean, and the song of the swarmy swans rang out in space. One morning, I came to this glorious place, and I first saw the trees, the traveler trees, the bright-colored tuft of the traveler trees, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze. And under the trees I saw brown bar boots, frisking about in their bar boots, as they played in the shade and ate traveler fruits. From the ripless pond came to the comfortable sound of the humming fish humming while splashing around. But those traveler trees, all my life I've been searching for trees such as these. The touch of their tufts was much softer than silk, and they had a sweet smell of fresh butterfly milk. I felt a great leaping of joy in my heart. I knew just what to do. I unloaded my cart. In no time at all, I had to build a small shop, and I chopped down a truffle tree with one chop, and with a great skillful skill, and with great greedy speed. I took the soft tuft, and I knitted a seed. The instant I finished, I heard a gossip. I looked. I saw something part out of the stump of the trees I chopped down. It was sort of a man. Describing? That's hard. I don't know if I can. He was shortish and oldish and brownish and mousy, and he spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy. Master, he said with soddish sneeze. I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees, for the trees have no tongues. And I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs. He was very upset. He was shouted and puffed. What was that thing you made out of my truffle tuft? Look, Lorax, I said. There's no cause for alarm. I chopped just one tree. I am doing no harm. I'm being quite useful. These things of need to find something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat. But it has other uses. Yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpets, for pillows, for sheets, or curtains, or covers for your bicycle seats. The Lorax said, Sir, you are crazy with greed. There's no one on earth who would buy that full need. But the very next minute, I proved he was wrong. For just at the minute, a chop came along, and he thought that need I have knitted was great. He happily bought it for $3.98. I laughed at Lorax. You poor stupid guy, you never can tell what some people will buy. I repeat, cried Lorax. I speak for the trees. I'm busy, I told him. Shut up, if you please. I rushed across the room and in no time at all, built a radiophone. I put in a quick call. I called all my brothers and uncles and aunts and I said, Listen here. Here's a wonderful chance for the old Winslow family to get mighty rich. Get over here fast. Take the road to the north niche. Turn left at Weehawken. Short right at South Stitch. And in no time at all, in the factory I built, the whole Winslow family was working full tilt. We are all knitting knees, just as busy as bees, to the sound of the chopping of the truffle trees. Then, oh baby, oh, how my business did grow. Now chopping one tree at a time was too slow. So I quickly invented my super axe hacker, which whacked off the 4 truffle trees at one smacker. We are making knees 4 times as fast as before. And the Lorax, he didn't show up anymore. But the next week he knocked on my new office door. He snapped, I'm the Lorax who speaks for the trees, which seem to be chopping as fast as you can please. But I'm also in charge of the brown barbell boots who played in the shade in their barbell boot suits and happily lived eating truffle fruits. Now, thanks to your hacking my trees to the ground, there's not enough truffle fruit to go round. And my poor barbell boots are all getting the crummies because they have gas and no food in their tummies. They loved living here, but I can't let them stay. They have to find food, and I hope they may. Good luck, boys, he cried, and he sent them away. I, the Winsler, felt sad as I watched them all go. But business is business, and business must grow regardless of crummies and tummies, you know. I meant no harm. I most truly did not, but I have to grow bigger, so bigger I got. I biggered my factory, I biggered my roads, I biggered my wagons, I figured the loads of the sneeze I shipped out. I was shipping them forth to the south, to the east, to the west, to the north. I went right on the biggering, selling more sneeze. And I figured my money, which everyone needs. Then again, he came back. I was just fixing some pipes when the old nuisance Lorax came back with more grips. I'm the Lorax, he coughed and he sniffed. He sneezed and he snuffled. He snuggled and sniffed. Wansler, he cried with scuffless croak. Wansler, you are making such smugglers smoke. My poor swarmy swans, why they can't sing a note? No one can sing who has smoke in his throat. And so, said the Lorax, please pardon my cough. They cannot live here, so I'm sending them off. Where will they go? I don't hopefully know. They may have to fly for a month or a year to escape from the smoke you smuggle up around here. What's more, snapped the Lorax, let me say a few words about the gloppity-glop. Your machinery chugs on day and night without stop making gloppity-glop. Also, sloppity-slop. And what do you do with this leftover goo? I'll show you. You're dirty, old Wansler man, you. You were grumping the pond where the humming fish hummed. No more can they hum, for their gills are all gone. So I'm sending them off. Oh, their future is dreary. They walk on their fins and get woefully weary, in search of some water that is so smeary. I hear things are not just as bad as in the Lake Erie. And then I got mad. I got terribly mad. I yelled at the Lorax. Now listen here, Dad. All you do is yap yap and say bad, 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 bad. Well, I have my rights, sir, and I'm telling you, I'm intend to go on doing just what I do. And for your information, you Lorax, I'm figuring on biggering and biggering and biggering and biggering, turning more traveler trees into sneeze, which everyone needs. And at the very moment, we heard a loud whack. From outside the fields came a sickening smack of an ox on a tree. Then we heard the tree fall. The very last trifler tree of them all. No more trees, no more things, no more work to be done. So, in no time, my uncles and aunts, everyone, all waved me goodbye. They jumped into my cars and drove away under the smoke-smuggled stars. Now, all there was left beneath the best-smelling sky was my big empty factory, the Lorax, and I. The Lorax said nothing, just gave me a glance, just gave me a very sad, backward glance. Then he lifted himself by the seat of his pants, and I never forgot the grim look on his face. Then he hasted himself and looked leave of his place, through a hole in the smog, without leaving a trace. And all that Lorax left here in this mass was a small pile of rocks with no one word, unless, whatever that meant, well, I just couldn't guess. That was long ago, but each day since that day, I've sat here and worried away. Through the years, while my buildings have fallen apart, I've worried about it with all my heart. But now, said the Wansler, now you are here. The word of the Lorax seems perfectly clear, unless somebody like you cares a whole awful lot. Nothing is going to get better. It's not. So, catch, calls the Wansler. he lets something fall. It's a truffle seed. It's the last one of all. You are in charge of the last of truffle seeds. The truffle trees are what everyone needs. Plant a new truffle, treat it with care, give it clean water, and feed it fresh air. Grow a forest, protect it from the axes, the hack, then the Lorax, and all its friends may come back. The end. How was it? Did you enjoy the story? Do you think Lorax will come back? I think we are in charge of the last of the truffle seeds. They need clean water, fresh air, and your sincere care. What can we do for a better environment? Let's think about ways. Recycle. Reduce food waste. Turn off the faucet when you don't use water. Turn off light when you leave. Reduce using plastic items. Take our own bag for grocery shopping. Use public transportation. And let's have more interest in our nature. Thank you for watching today, and I hope you have a pleasant day. I hope to see you again with another book. Thank you. Bye-bye. See you next time.